Hello and welcome to the first installment of Cooking with Carlos on the Lockwood channel. Today we're going to be making some spicy pull-apart cheesy bread, monkey bread style. So going down the list of ingredients and supplies you're going to need, we got your Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, freeze-dried garlic or any diced garlic will do, a whole stick of butter, salted works best, nice Pyrex to microwave it in, a whole can of buttermilk jumbo biscuits. Optional if you want it to be spicy or not, but they're crushed red pepper flakes. I just use them out of some pizza box packets there. A whole lot of mozzarella cheese. Any knife will do. A cutting board, a loaf pan for baking, some cooking spray, a brush to cover everything with it, and just a large baking sheet for prep work. Alright, first things first, we're going to kind of clear the area a little bit here and immediately go into the biscuits. Click on the roll there. We can pull these out, put them on the pan. So we get every single one. Clean your workspace as you go. Alright, just make sure to separate all your biscuits first. I have a can of 8 biscuits here, so we're just going to cut these nicely in half and keep them kind of moving here. You don't have to worry about them being super consistent, just in half or near half will do. Well, that's good for that. Alright, all you're going to do next, start rolling them into little balls. You're not going to worry about the flaky dough at this point. We're just going to make sure they're about evenly sized. No sharp pokey bits that you get on the corners here, and just kind of squish it and then roll it. That's pretty much what you want there. You just take corner and corner, smash it, and then just go for it. This, all these guys.
So what is the temperature you bake these at?
Oh, sorry. I'm glad you asked. So I've set my oven back there for 400 degrees. Wow, dang, that's pretty hot. Yes, it is. But since we're not baking the biscuits separated, where they can cook evenly and do their own thing, this is all one big conglomerate of dough. So it takes a little longer for them to cook all through. Of course, you can do the chopstick or toothpick test. We stab one in, and if it comes out clean, it's all ready to go. Since this is one large mass of dough, it's all cooking at once, so it needs a little hotter and a little longer time. So I usually set it for about 20 minutes, but it varies from time to time. I've had it go to 24 minutes, I've had it get like 20 minutes on the dot. So it kind of varies from cooking time to cooking time.
Okay.
Should have done that. Just kind of going in the background, You can kind of see some of these are opening back up again. That's not a big deal. Just right before you put them in the pan, just get them nice and consistent. So you also notice I play pretty fast and loose with this recipe. There's not much measuring involved. It's a very, I joked with my parents and called it college dorm spec. You don't really measure anything. You don't have to do anything super precisely. If you play fast and loose with it to a good extent, you'll be okay. We're gonna then take our stick of butter here. We're going to microwave this until liquid. You just want to put that in there. Put that in for just 1 second. Obviously, in most microwaves it varies depending on time, but I usually do about a minute, check it, come back to it, and usually add about another 30 seconds. So we'll let that do its own thing for right now. We're not going to make this super spicy, so only add 1 packet of red pepper flakes. Already in there, there's a lot of red pepper flakes that you can distribute between the whole loaf, and that's perfect. We'll just kind of set that there for now. And like I said earlier, I was only able to find freeze-dried garlic at my grocery store. You can chop the garlic yourself, make it fresh, all that good stuff. This works for me, and when it goes in there, all the grease from the cheese gets all melty and gooey and fun. It'll rehydrate the garlic and make it taste awesome. And let's go check on our probably not molten butter. Yeah, you can see, still a big old chunk in there. So we're gonna throw it in for another 30 seconds and then check it. Notice I also have garlic powder and chopped garlic. Yes, we're just adding as much garlickiness as possible to this recipe. So, onion powder just for taste and Italian seasoning, just to make it a little more bite.
And why so much garlic?
Because unless you eat pounds of it at a time, it won't kill you. So, you know, just as much as possible.
The more garlic, the better.
Yeah, exactly, right? Thank you. That looks pretty liquid to me. I don't see any chunks in there.
That looks all melted.
Awesome. So, this is where we get our brush and just kind of poke around a little bit, because some of it will be stuck at the bottom or the sides. Just, yeah, get closer. Just kind of pull down on the sides there. Make sure it's fully liquid, which it is. Super awesome. And we're just gonna start adding one thing at a time. Now again, there are no wrong measurements here. Do about that much garlic. And garlic powder. We'll add our whole packet of crushed red pepper flakes.
Oh, smell the garlic already.
Oh yes, yeah, you should be able to. We're putting a ton of it in here. We'll do some onion powder as well. Too much. The light dusting too. We're not America's Test Kitchen, and we didn't have all the little ramekins ready to dump all in at once. So. And a healthy amount of Italian seasoning.
You mean flavor?
Yes, more and more flavor. Like, more than you think is necessary. Because this is just being slathered all over everything. It's not exactly a precise science. Let me just kind of get in there. You don't want to stir it, because with butter this hot and with all the chunks and stuff in it, it'll splash all over the place, and that's not what you want to clean up. Mom will be very mad at you if you leave the kitchen greasy. So, get that all kind of going. Now, here goes our bread loaf pan. Gotta hold it over the sink real quick. Real gentle. With some good amount of grease in there. And we'll put that right front. Move actually some of these spices and such out of the way. Thank you. So, you can do this a couple ways. The way I like to do it is 3 by 5. I'm not trying to make it super precise, but that will about do it. And you see there's a bunch of holes and gaps and all that kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, there's a bunch of gaps in that bread. That's kind of the point. You want this stuff, get all down underneath. You notice there's one left. We'll leave him for last. He's special. So, if you've got a brush similar to this, you can kind of scoop up a couple of chunks of garlic in there, and just right on there. Get it all up in there. If you're thinking a whole stick of butter is a lot, it is, but it's also delicious.
So I thought you put the cheese in the dough.
Nope, because you can put the cheese right on top of it. Some of the cheese will get nice and crusty and crunchy and such, while some of the stuff near the middle gets very pulled apart and gooey. And
So you get a nice cheese pull when you pull it apart.
Sometimes you get a cheese pull. Sometimes on the edges you'll get some really crunchy, crusty stuff. And that's fine. You like our cheese all a bunch of different ways. So yeah, you really want to get all that stuff in there, in between all the little crevices and all that fun stuff. You see it's kind of pooling out on the bottom here. That's fine. That's okay. Again, we play pretty fast and loose with this recipe, so.
So is it fast and loose cheesy bread?
Fast, yeah, sure. We can call it fast and loose cheesy bread. Right near the bottom, you'll get the most stuff, most chunks of garlic, and yeah, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
No vampires tonight.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you can smell it, huh? So, right about the end, you'll see there's a little tiny bit of garlic left. Right on top. Like a little weird snowman. If he doesn't fall over first. Yeah, that whole center part here. Totally buttery, totally garlicky. All sorts of fun. Alright.
Looks good.
That's that. Yeah. Cool. Now, here's where the fun part comes. Take your 4-pound government-issued bag of mozzarella cheese. You just get in there. If you are lactose intolerant, I'm sorry.
Aren't you lactose intolerant?
Beside the point. Yeah, you just want to get it all sorts of cheesy. If you want to add a little bit more to this guy on top, which I do, kind of grab some from the nearby areas and get it out there. Cool. If you want, you can totally add a ton more cheese. That is up to you. I think that's a healthy amount of cheese as is, and I'm going to be feeling that. So, we have our oven already preheated to 400 degrees. you'll notice there's a drip pan already in there. This does get large fast, and with the amount of grease and butter that's in it, you're gonna want a drip pan underneath. Throw that right in. Just call it. And like I said, about 20 minutes, 22 minutes. I'd say check it every great once in a while. 15 minutes, I say, would be your first checkpoint, and then 20 minutes, see how it's browned, and test it a few times through them. So, yeah.
Okay.
We'll check back. And we're back. We're gonna take a chopstick, test our bread. Been in the oven for about 20 to 23 minutes. So we checked it a couple times at 17 minutes, and then another one at 20 minutes. So here, we're gonna get real close. Put the chopstick in. And you can kind of see, if you look real close, the grain of the bread, or how it's all baked together. That means it's done. So it's all the bread is baked. Yeah. There's all that crunchy cheese and gooey stuff, and there's that last lump we put on at the very end.
That filled up the pan nicely.
Oh yeah, very much. You put it in there and you're like, oh, it's just little 15 balls. They're not gonna be that bad. And then it swells in the oven. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna let this sit for a little while because it's still rip-roaring hot. So we'll be right back. All right, so we let the bread sit for a little bit. We're just gonna take this and super non-gracefully just kind of dump it out. Get it going. Yeah. There is your monkey bread. Smells awesome. I know, doesn't it? So here's the party piece right here. Ooh, look at that cheese stretch. It's nice and warm and cheesy and garlicky. Holy crap, it just hit me. So very, very cheesy, and the best part, you get to pull off that top bulb. Look at all that gooey cheese. And that's how you make cheesy garlic bread. Thank you everyone for watching.